Good evening friends, I welcome you to my new video on Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. First of all, I welcome all the new friends who first time joined my channel Ravi Tech Studio. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because most of the time I'm bringing new exciting videos on aerospace, aeronautics stuffs, as well as somebody who is willing to join Indian aviation sector as well as government sector. For them, number of videos are being uploaded on this portal. So please make sure that you are also pressing the bell icon so that once this video comes live, first of all will reaching to you. So friends, today in this video we are going to have a discussion on IRNSS, that is nothing but Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, or you can say it is a Indian GPS, because most of you may be aware about GPS because nowadays we are using the smartphones, and for all locations, right, to going from one place to another place, we are using the GPS system that is known as a global positioning system, which talks about the position, time, real time scenario. Now question rises, when GPS was available, which is globally accessible and free of cost, people are using, what the need of spending money on Indian regional navigation satellite system. Problem with the GPS is GPS cannot be used in the hostile areas when war starts, and war usually fought on a very remote locations where all this communication system fails. So there was a need of having very dedicated positioning system by utilizing satellites positioning to provide accurate position for enemies as well as our friends in the hostile environment. That's why India has spent a lot of money on Indian regional navigation satellite system, and its main purpose is to provide the accurate position information services to all the users in India, and not only this fully dedicated to the defense or to the aerospace application. Common people can also use it, is having a dual kind of applications, right. We can say standard position services, that is SPS, can be used by any people, right, within the India, and there is a restricted services which will be only used by authorized users, that we can see defense or maybe a scientist for that purpose, right. They are dual kind of services provided by the Indian regional navigation satellite system. It is developed by the Indian Space Research Organization, that we say as ISRO. So let's start the discussion for today. So what is IRNS? This is nothing but Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, developed wholly by ISRO, and it is fully commercialized by the ISRO commercialized wing known as Antrix, right, and it has been renamed as Navigation with Indian Constellation. It works in cooperation with the number of satellites. Usually we are having total 8 number of satellites. At present 7 are active. With the help of 7 satellites we can precisely locate the regions, and it is having a very fine accuracy of very closer up to 5-meter distance. We can exactly see the location. So it is a navigation system that will provide accurate real-time positioning and timing services over India and regions around the country. So we can say it is having a primary region, primary area is our Indian boundaries, and beyond the boundaries up to 1500 kilometers, it is having a secondary range. Up to that location, we can easily, accurately find out the position of our friends as well as our enemies. So what is the NaVIC? So in a short, we can say it is an Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, or we can say IRNSS. It was developed by ISRO and it was fully commercialized by the Antrix. Antrix is its full name is Antrix Corporation Limited. It was founded in September 1992. It is a commercial and marketing wing of ISRO. It consists of 8 satellites located at a distance of approximately 36,000 kilometers. Currently 7 satellites are active, and out of that 8 satellites, 3 satellites are in geostationary orbit and 5 satellites are in inclined position in inclined geosynchronous orbit. So the objective of NaVIC is very clear, right, to provide navigation, timing and reliable position services in and around the India. So we no need to be fully dependent on GPS, because GPS can be assessed by anybody, right? Even terrorists can also use the GPS system to target you, but IRNSS is having a command, right? Only some authorized users can have a precise location history, and others will be using just like a GPS to this system as well. So working of navigation, NaVIC is very similar to GPS that was developed by the US, and NaVIC is basically now certified by the third generation partnership project, which actually make it very easy to commercialize it, and can be supplied to any of the countries around the globe. So as in the pictorial presentation you are seeing here, this is the working of the this NaVIC system. As you are seeing here, this is a ground station slide where we are getting the position. Let's suppose this car is moving nearby the coastal area, and this is, let's suppose, our naval ship is available. So these are the satellites, right? As I said, total 7 satellites are active, in the 3 is lower orbit, and 5 are on inclined geosynchronous orbit. These all, with the coordination of all these 7, right? Let's suppose when aircraft is coming in our zone space, so exactly it will give the position to the ground station, and ground station will communicate to the naval ship so that they can target this aircraft and drop it down. Or even this car you can consider as the army vehicle, which can also be informed well in advance that certain aircraft is basically trespassing in the our airspace, which can be targeted either on the from the ground or from the sea. So it is very accurate compared to GPS. So it is having two kind of services, right? As I already told you, standard positioning services, that is known as SPS, which is available to all the users, and there is a restricted services, which is fully encrypted services provided to only authorized users. So system can offer a position accuracy of more than 20 meter within India, which is primary area of service. Primarily it is designed only for Indian boundaries, within the India boundaries, but it can even extend 1500 kilometers beyond the Indian boundaries. So it is having accuracy of 20 meter, while if GPS, if you see GPS can give up to 100 meter accuracy, and we even can go for 20 meter. When the field test was done on IRNSS, right, back in 2019, and it clearly gave the accuracy up to 5 meter closer to the object. So it is having that much accuracy. So NaVIC is being commercialized now, particularly in navigation via aerial, marines and terrestrial, mapping, charting, plotting, geodetic data capturing or disaster management, fleet management, vehicle tracking, particularly mining and transport operations, mobile phone integration, precise timing, useful for power grids and ATMs. That's why it's being commercialized, and it's a broad future, right? Not only in India, abroad as well. So the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway has made it mandatory to have a national permit vehicle must have tracking devices. So easily they can be trackable. 3GPB's certification now allow multiple possibility of further commercialization of NaVIC. So major reforms, what all the major reforms came into the NaVIC system, that is known as navigation and with the Indian Constellation 2019. A few recent development has been coming in NaVIC. These are major reforms. First is the leading semiconductor manufacturing in India is Qualcomm technology, a developed and tested NaVIC friendly chipset now. At present, most of the countries around the world are basically dependent on Taiwan produced chips, because they are the major producer of semiconductor chips. Now most of the countries are now started thinking to develop their own chipset industry, and India is one of the biggest market, right, where we are still more and more dependent on a lot of equipments from outside. But now made in India, that is called Make in India movement, has pushed up some new entrepreneurs to come in and start doing the Make in India products like semiconductor, which is a future for all the smartphones, all the defense equipments. So Qualcomm technology already developed and tested NaVIC friendly chipset. This will actually help NaVIC in automotive, mobile and IoT application and other platforms. The collaboration will also enable superior location based services in Indian industries, technology and ecosystem. So as we know that everything is now becoming smart, either it is automotive car, right, or it's a mobile phone, it may be a manufacturing systems, right, in the mechanical industries. We are incorporating the IoT application in that, and for all these kind of steps, right, we should have an advanced chipset and that should be incorporated in the system. So there is a huge demand in coming future for the chips, production of chip. So the companies which are now starting in producing and manufacturing of chips will be beneficial in the coming future. So it's a great major reforms. When we compare the NaVIC with GPS, global positioning system, these are some of the parameters by which we can compare. If we compare accuracy, NaVIC can give you accuracy up to 5 meters, very closer to the object, while GPS can go up to 20 to 30 meters. That's the maximum range. Frequency, we look at the NaVIC works on S band and L band, while GPS works only on L band. The use of dual frequency, when we talk about S and L band, actually makes NaVIC independent from other systems, while L band will require a ground based system to support it. Alright, so S and L frequency bands make NaVIC independent of using any delay causing frequency model and detect frequency errors. That's why it is having an advancement over the GPS. Countries with their own navigation system, even though GPS is for all the users around the world and everybody is using that, but there are certain countries who are using a fully dedicated navigation system for their defense and aerospace activities. These are some of the countries which I'm going to cover here. Some of the countries provide navigation system on global scale, some of them provide navigation on regional scale. The following countries have their own navigation system. First is United States. When you talk about United States, came with the global positioning system, was most used GPS system, operational from 1978 and constellation with 32 satellites. Russian GLONASS is there, it provides global coverage. It has a total of 26 satellites. Alright, European Union Galileo, when we talk about it, became the first operation in 2016 with a constellation of 30 satellites. You see number of satellites they are using, like when we talk about GPS, GPS is making use of 32 satellites, where Russian GLONASS is making use of 26 satellites, where European Union Galileo, which first functioned in 2016, it is having constellation with 30 satellites. When we talk about Chinese BDO, currently it provides regional coverage over the Asia, not only in China, Asia Pacific region, and it is also planning to cover the global coverage by 2020. It has a total of 35 satellites. Japanese quasi-zenith satellite system QZSS. It is a regional satellite system covering Japan and Asian Ocean regions. It has a total of 4 satellites, 7 are planned. Still 7 are planned. When India, when it comes to India, IRNSS NaVIC is the constellation with 8 satellites. You see, we Indians always look for the economy based, right? It always look for the very optimized solution. So our NaVIC system, that is IRNSS, utilizing only 8 satellites compared to other countries. We are not saying that we are much better than other navigation system, but still we can make use of it for our own domestic purposes, as well as we can supply the support to other countries as well. As we just with the 8 satellites, we are having accuracy more than the GPS system that worldwide people are using it. So this is why India is giving challenge to several countries nowadays, and every country is now talking about Indian advancement in the defense, in aerospace and every sector all. So that's all regarding the IRNSS system. If you are having any doubt regarding this, feel free to write in the comment section. I will be much more happy to address your queries. Here Professor Ravi, welcome you all to my channel. Those who are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that each time when such kind of exciting videos are coming, will be reaching to you. So guys, see you all in the next video with a new topic. Till then, have a nice day. Good day.